We currently have a crazy deal going on over at poodlecfb.com. If you use code BACKTOSCHOOL, all lowercase with the number 2 in the middle, you get 50% off the annual plan. And if you use code BACKTOSCHOOL2025, again, all lowercase with the number 2, you get 40% off the monthly plan. That is the best deal we've ever ran over there. Make sure to take advantage. This is a locked-in grandfather deal, so if you lock yourself into this deal, you have it for the lifetime of your membership. So come check it out, sign up, don't miss out on the best deal we've ever ran. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Poodle back with another CFB 26 video, and in today's video, I'm gonna be going over a super cool strategy that builds upon our mind reader strategy during the season and off season. Guys, before we get into the video, we just dropped something super cool over on poodlecfb.com. Obviously, if you remember, you know that we recently dropped a position change series, which allows you to go in and see the exact way to position change players, the key ways to exploit it and make them perfect god tier players. Well, we just dropped an archetype changing guide in the CFB guide that allows you to understand how to change archetypes. So let's say you want your quarterback who's a pocket passer to be a scrambler, and a running back to change to east-west, or a wide receiver to be a deep threat. There's a guide now to show you how to spec your builds to change a player's archetype to something else, especially when trying to position change them. This is a super cool guide. It just dropped yesterday on poodlecfb.com. If you haven't already, guys, we're running a code half off. Best deal we've ever ran. It gets you half off any plan. All lowercase, no spaces. Half off, one word altogether. Gets you 50% off any plan over on the site. Go check it out, guys. You have access to that, our Discord of over 1,000 members. Come join the best and fastest growing community out there with one of the best deals that we've ever ran. Come check it out, guys. If you're not already in there, you're probably losing to other guys in your dynasty who are. Come check it out. Thank you, guys. Let's get into it. So, guys, as you know, we have a strategy that we put out on YouTube over on poodlecfb.com as well about a month ago, maybe 5-6 weeks ago, where we utilize strategists to utilize mind reader tier 4, which allows you to see dev traits. So remember, there's a few approaches to this first. So the first approach was during the regular season when recruiting. What you would do is you would scout players and strictly recruit players who revealed an elite or star dev. This was to maximize your ceiling. Now with the recent player progression nerf, star and elite dev are even more important than they were even prior to this, which is crazy, but they're even better, and they were already kind of king in this game. Then we took it a step further. What we would do is when scouting players, we would bring out a notepad, and what we would do is mark every player we scouted that was star or elite, but that we didn't get. And why did we do that? So remember, every year in the transfer portal, there's thousands of players, and you never know what you're bringing in for the most part. It's really tough. So what we did was we made a notepad of when we had all those extra points, like weeks 13 through 16, when the recruiting cycle's over and we have like 1,000, 500, 600, whatever points it is left to spend, we would just go through the 2- and 3-star list and just scout all the unrecruited players that we're not bringing in, because we don't want to hurt our blue chip ratio and so on and so forth, right? We'd scout them and we'd take screenshots or a notepad of all the players who had elite or star dev. That way, a year or two down the line, when they went to another team like SMU, a CPU team, and they built up and they hit the portal again, and we saw them like, oh, Tyson, that guy Tyson, I remember him. He was that 6'2" corner. You see your notepad, and Tyson was one of the guys who had elite dev or star dev, but he was a 2-star, and you knew he was going to be trash. You didn't want to bring him in. Now you can bring these guys already built up, and you can bring them into your talent developer scheme and get them built up. So that was one of the strategies. But we're taking it one step further. If you don't want to do that, or you want to just maximize, right? We're all about maximizing and being efficient. We triple stack talent developer, we triple stack mind reader, we make sure our coordinators match up. Now, if you want to take this a step further, one little cool tidbit is during the players leaving phase. So guys, during the players leaving phase, you can see your players that are leaving. Obviously behind my webcam, and I'm gonna drop my webcam for a little bit in this portion, you can see behind us the dev trait. And the dev trait's going to show you a lot. So last year you couldn't see this, which sucked, because when you were trying to pick your players leaving and seeing who you're going to persuade back, you'd have to go back to the player card and see all that. So as you see, we have some star devs here. We want to retain the star devs. Maybe the normal dev we don't care about keeping. Right, so that's cool. But we can take this one step further. So what we did before was we would go to other teams and we would actually look at what they were doing in their offseason. So let's say you'd go to some good teams to see like talent that was leaving. This is a very common strategy we all utilize, like USC. Go take a look. Okay, so these players are gone. Good to know. Low chance, whether it's draft or transfer. Okay, how about this guy? So let's say defensive tackle Jide. He has workhorse. He's a junior. Could be a good depth piece for a team like SMU or even a starter. But obviously, we were taking notes to see what their actual dev trait would be. So as you guys see, it doesn't show their dev trait. So to take this strategy a step further, We had the notepad. We know what some of these devs may be from years past. Now, one thing you never know, though, is going to be what's the potential of these guys. So let's say you find an 83 overall. Let's call this guy sophomore. He's an 83 overall sophomore, and you're like, huh, he looks good. He's a 4-star in the transfer portal. Maybe he has a dev that you have recognized. But how can I maximize the ceiling of my team? And that's the biggest thing in CFB. Your overall, your play on the field, everything comes down to your ceiling. You want to be bringing in elite and startup players because they're gonna grow faster. They likely have an elite ceiling. But you can't always guarantee skill caps. You can't always guarantee ceiling, but that's what we're chasing. And this bodes well with our build because our talent developer build is going to give you such a abundance of skill points that you want players with high ceilings. If you bring players in like normal or impact that have low ceilings, all those skill points don't really do anything because they end up just sitting on the player and being hoarded. So you're looking for high ceilings. So let's say you're thinking about bringing in some transfer portal guys. What you need to do is go over to other teams again, like USC, Bama, Georgia. See who's leaving. Persuasion Chance low, he's leaving. So start taking note of this or screenshots like I always say. If you click on the player card, you can go over to their ratings and view their skill caps. Now this is huge for a few reasons. First, if you're a member of poodlecfb.com and you've watched our position change series or archetype exploit series where you change archetypes, you can be like, okay, well, this guy's a DT and he's a pure power. If I follow that archetype exploit series, I know that if I upgrade this or maybe pass rushing 2 or 3 more times and then run stopping, I can switch him over to a pass rusher or a power rusher, or I can switch him over to a run stopper. Oh wait, his skill caps end here at 85, so he's never going to be a run stopper, so I can't switch his archetype. You can start doing this in a really crazy way. So for all you deep divers, all of you psychopaths who love this stuff, this is like who go deep into this game, this is so ideal for you. So I recommend a few things. I recommend screenshotting these guys. Anyone that I would go through every team that you think could have usable players. Like, don't go through Rice. They probably have no one that's going to be worth your time unless you know that they have a 3-star guy who was elite dev. But find guys like this, guys that you can get. Maybe guys from your hometown area that are going to be on your board. Like, okay, this guy played at this guy played in Louisiana. You're LSU. He's going to be on your board and you're going to have a chance to get him. And take a screenshot of these guys' skill caps. Because I've done this a lot. I brought in 4-stars who look really good, like 84 man, 84 zone. I'm like, oh my god, this corner is going to be elite for me. I bring him in. He's an 82 overall and he's fully capped. And it's like, okay, this guy's not even going to see the field. He's a depth piece. He's not going to play at all. That happens all the time. And you end up kind of wasted players in your roster and you don't want that. So the transfer portal can become very advantageous if you know what you're doing here. So screenshot this. And right off rip, he's an 83, but look at this. He likely, and you could probably get a rough idea of their dev trait with this. Just by looking at their skill caps, you may be able to, okay, this guy's probably star or impact. I don't think he's elite. I think star is a slight chance. He's either impact or star. There's some gaps here, but you could say right here, okay, he's pure power. There's still plenty of room for power. His power move can easily get up to a 99. His run stopping can easily get up to like an 82, 83. His tackle pursuit can get to like an 88. He's going to be a usable player. I say he probably gets up to like a 90 overall, give or take, right? So you can see very quickly what he is. Okay, he's Pipelines Minnesota, hometown Minnesota. If you're a team near there or have that pipeline, he's likely going to be on your list of players. But this is what you want to be doing, is reviewing those skill caps. This is going to be so important for actually like having game-changing transfer portal classes. And I see this all the time where people, I had a bad recruiting class. You can either save your class with the portal, or you don't need a top 5 class. What you can do is bring in players that have this high ceiling, and you're going to, over the long haul, once your talent developer kicks in, your triple stack talent developer builds, and you're getting that crazy skill points and those crazy boosts, you're going to absolutely dominate people. You're going to build absolute god squads doing this. And you could just go through every team if you have the time. I know some people don't have the time for this, but if you're at work, you're on lunch break, you're dropping your kid off at school, you're just sitting in the car, you're waiting, you're at the bus stop, you can just be on your phone on remote play and just looking through teams and taking screenshots with your phone. Like, okay, that's what I do. Screenshots. And then later when I have some time, I'll go through, I'll review it during lunch, and I'll see like, okay, these guys are good. You can have a spreadsheet going. It's really up to you. But this is what you want to be doing. Just going through, seeing these players. Look at this guy, Darian Williams from Syracuse. Wide receiver, 6 foot, elusive route runner. Has some good abilities here. You can't see the whole thing, but he has a lot of abilities here. Let's click on him. Can this guy be a useful piece for any team? He's a former 3-star from Syracuse, New York. His caps, see, this is what I'm talking about. You'd see that guy and be like, oh my god, hold up. His route running is all mid-80s. He's only a sophomore. He's probably like an 83, 84-ish overall. This guy's going to be elite. Then you bring him in and you realize his route running's capped and his hands are capped. And he can't get basically any faster. Like one more speed tick here. So he's never going to be a max 95 to 99 speed guy. He's never going to have hands that are good. He's never going to have route running above 90s. And you're like, okay, he's not going to hit any thresholds. And then now you're saying to yourself, also, why I would go after him is look at all those abilities. He has 360, cutter, double dip, recoup, sidestep, bronze, silver. So you're thinking to yourself, what a ceiling this guy has. He's a sophomore. He has all these abilities. He can route run. Now, why does he have all these abilities? Because he's capped. So he's capped. So everything's already maxed. So he's basically spending his points on low tier abilities, which can't go up anymore because he's not going to hit any of the thresholds anymore, except for one more move on cutter here. But this is a prime example. I'm glad I found these two examples. The first guy, 83 with room to grow into the 90s, could easily be a high tier play. And this guy likely if I had to guess, is going to be, I'd say normal dev. Normal impact, likely normal. So you just brought in a guy that you went all in on the transfer portal. You got really excited about. He was going to be your new piece on a team struggling. You needed another wide receiver, and you wasted your resources bringing in a normal dev with bad skill caps already at a ceiling. And he's a sophomore. So you're like thinking, I'm targeting a sophomore. This is great. He's going to have all these caps. While the other guy was, I believe, a junior who had a super high ceiling. So that's very important to me. Very, very important. I want to have players who can hit that 90 to 95 area consistently. I don't want to have guys that are going to be, this guy's capped at a 85, 86 max. He's not going to be a starter on especially those blue blood type teams. And if you're building your team right, an 85 overall is never going to be a top 2 receiver for you consistently, especially when you're using strategies like this. It's not going to be something you're looking at. See if we can find one more good example here. Take a look at Penn State. Nothing good there. Oklahoma, anything good there? Transfer, champ contender. Left tackle, junior, right here. A guy that's going to show up as a 4-star. He has all these abilities. This is a pretty obvious one to go ahead and get. Like, these are the guys that you don't really need to do this for, but he is capped. So you may see all this and think that you have some room to grow with him. He is capped, and honestly, it might be hard to get him drafted. So if you're also doing this if you're trying to do this to get players drafted, it's another good idea. What you can do is when you're going through here and finding players with high skill cap potential, you can find players in the 80s that have a ton of skill caps left and mark them as players that could be drafted. And then what you could do is you could start a pipeline of going to the transfer portal, strictly recruiting these guys, knowing that in a season of talent developer, they're going to go up to their 90 plus and they're going to get drafted. This guy right here is very close. Very close. Like, he will get drafted late, probably. Maybe middle, but it's going to be very close. Like, see, this is a guy that's like, if you were strictly going for draft, he'll be a usable player, but he likely doesn't get drafted, but he's kind of a stud. But another great strategy here is going to be trying to bring in drafted players or players that will be drafted with that ceiling, because then you get that talent developer tier 1 boost, and it could be a great way to basically bring in like XP token, like Pokemon rare candies, like bring them into your team. That way your actual freshmen that you're trying to grow will get these guys drafted. That guy earlier from USC, that DT, 83 overall, give him a season or two with talent developer, he would have been a 92, 93 overall. He gets drafted, and then your freshman, sophomore, redshirt DTs get a huge boost from talent developer tier 1, especially if it's triple stacked. Guys, this is a huge strategy. Shout out to a guy in the comments that kind of like mentioned this as something that they do, because then we were able to throw it over on poodlecfb.com, talk to our admin team, and put this together in a way better way. Guys, check it out. If you want to have more in-depth analysis, have all of our cheesy exploits, our guides, our Discord, come join 1,000 members, all the great minds of where we get all this, come join poodlecfb.com. Code half off, all lowercase, no spaces. It's just like one word. Half off, all lowercase. Get you half off any plan. It's a grandfathered in deal. Come lock yourself in, guys. You don't want to miss it. It's a meeting of the minds. It is the best place to be. If you're not in here, you likely are playing in a league with people who are, and that's why they're dominating you. That's why that one guy has that 99 overall team and you accuse him of cheating. He's likely a member. And guys, Chalkboard just changed their intro bonus. If you sign up with code PoodleCFB, or use the link below or in the description or the comments, you will get a free deposit match to whatever you do. If you do $15, you get a free 15. You do 100, you get a free 100. It's up to $100. Come check it out, guys. If you spend 100, not only can you play through that and have fun, you get another free 100. So basically the first 100 is free, technically. Go check it out, guys. If you use my code and you tweet it at me, or you make a pick for NFL or CFB to tweet it at me, I will follow you back and like it. So make sure to do that if you did. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.